So how's IMEX been so far?
IMEX has been a very busy show for us. Our 32 stakeholders are very happy. Back to back, appointments are full and looks promising. Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, what is Singapore Tourism Board's current strategy for positioning Singapore as a leading destination in this business market?
In terms of positioning, in fact, just last month, we launched our Tourism 2040 Blueprint, which is like 15 years from now. And our ambition is to grow our tourism receipts by, I think, 1.7% CAGR all the way to 50 billion Singapore dollars by 2040. And to make it happen, one of the key thrusts is actually to triple our M.I.C.E receipts, business events, tourism receipts, from about 1.4 billion pre-pandemic in 2019 to 4.5 billion Singapore dollar by 2040. So that's a very ambitious goal, and we are all geared towards doing that, achieving the ambition.
And I mean, in terms of a lot of development going on as well, there's a lot of infrastructure ongoing at the moment. MBS building a fourth tower. There's a lot happening.
You got it exactly right, because we need all the capacity to be in place. Venues is very important. You mentioned the Marina Bay Sands. Yes, they are building the fourth tower. Also importantly, they are building an entertainment arena that can house the 15,000 delegates or audience. And that's a very good size to have, because a lot of events these days, they also want that entertainment component to come in nicely. So that fits exactly the needs of many organizers. And apart from Marina Bay Sands, we also have announced that we envision that there will be a downtown MICE hub in Singapore, in addition to the current venues and hotels facilities that we have. We still are not able to provide too much details, but it will be a MICE hub downtown.
And obviously, being yourselves, I mean, you rely very much a lot on international business coming in. So how do you maintain that level of being a destination that's trying to attract that kind of international business? What does it take as a tourism board in particular to elevate the Singapore as a destination, a key destination?
Yeah, we really adopt what we call the hunt as a pack approach. As you can see in this pavilion, it's not just the Singapore Exhibition and Convention Bureau. We've got the hotels, the event organizers, the suppliers, all here. And we usually try to hunt upstream together where possible. That's an important approach for us. We can't do it by ourselves because we're not a very big team. And we have stakeholders who are more familiar with certain markets, China, Europe, the US, and we leverage on everyone's expertise and experience and exposure to whichever leads they have.
So how do you, on that note as well, how do you leverage partnerships and collaborations within industry stakeholders to drive that innovation and sustainability within Singapore?
Yeah, it's totally necessary for partnerships with the industry to happen. So for example, the Singapore Tourism Board partnered with the very long name, SASIOS, Singapore Association for Convention and Exhibition Organizers and Suppliers. They are essentially our MICE or Business Events Industry Association. Right after COVID, we came out with the sustainability roadmap for the industry. So public-private sector collaboration, accepted by the public, accepted by the private sector. So no arguments whatsoever going forward. And this partnership is important because we want to set good standards for us, for ourselves, certifications for our stakeholders, and also come up with an industry baseline, an industry CO2e, carbon dioxide emissions baseline for the industry. So we have done most of targets set out in the 2025 roadmap, and we are looking ahead from now to 2030.
You also have a venue sustainability playbook as well. Is that all something that you launched yourselves?
That is something like a best practice guide. Guide that we get from all the venues. For example, Marina Bay Sands, they actually collect all the air conditioning water, I think it's called condensate. Instead of losing all this water, they convert all this water to be used for outdoor landscaping, for watering your plants outside. So this sort of examples are useful for the rest. And also, for example, Singapore Expo, they have the largest number of solar panels across in Singapore, and because of that, they were able to save electricity consumption by half in 2024. So these were some very good examples that we can share, big ones, small ones, whichever is relevant for our partners who are interested.
I mean, and in terms of an important part as well is impact and legacy. So how do you measure or encourage that side of things? I mean, have there been any significant events you've seen have a significant impact and the legacy of those events for Singapore?
Yeah, so legacy and impact is important that we conduct a longitudinal study, meaning something happened this year, we measure it X years later. So that's what we are consciously aware of, that we need to do that. For example, the Rotary Convention was held in Singapore last year with about 15,000 delegates in town. One thing they did was to donate almost $500,000 to a mangrove conservatory in a university in Singapore called the Singapore Institute of Technology. And mangrove, as we know, absorbs a lot more carbon than the tree. And also mangrove helps with preventing coastal erosion with all that rising sea level that it threatens island states like ours. So these are things that we try to measure. Let's say not it will happen last year. We would like to see what has happened maybe by 2030.
That's good. That's good to hear, and I'm sure there's a lot of those cases.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to hear. But initiative-wise, in terms of nurturing local talent, how do you ensure that you have a skilled workforce? I mean, obviously there was a drop-off after COVID. Have you seen that come back? Or is there a demand to work in our industry in Singapore?
We have a common challenge, I think, across the world to attract our fair share of talent to our industry. So what we did, again, with the SASIOS, which is the Singapore's M.I.C.E Industries Association, we did two main things last year as well. The first is internship guidelines to tell our companies, our member companies, please don't turn away interns the moment they step into your company. Don't ask them to do the most mundane of tasks. Get them involved in more upstream, more strategic, more exciting work. Of course, they'll still need to do what they need to do as an intern, but get them involved in job scopes that they can envision that they will be involved in along their career path. So that gives them the confidence and the aspiration to be in your company, in the industry, and aim high. That's one internship guideline. Second is the mentorship guidelines. Mentorship guidelines is already for those who are already in the industry and they want people to guide them along in terms of career, what is next. Do I stay on this very narrow role? Shall I focus more on technology? And if I focus on my technology, how does AI help? And does it take away some parts of my job? How do I value add in other parts? There's also the sustainability interest, the greening of jobs, essentially, not new jobs, the same jobs, but having an added sustainability angle to existing jobs. So these are all the things that we are thinking about and doing something like that.
Oh, that's good to hear. And one thing I actually noticed from the ICA press conference that was yesterday, they're saying the number of association events that are coming through are still below what it was pre-COVID levels. Are you still finding that the association meeting size are still lower than they were, or are you sort of back on track to what they were?
Well, actually, we're back on track.
Good.
Good. I mean, we were ranked by ICA in 2024 for 2023 achievements. I think we're ranked second on the worldwide city ranking.
Just,
I think we're 150 something association meetings, right? Meaning these are the criteria that they need to rotate across at least 3 continents or regions. And I think ICA is going to release or have they released it, their latest ranking?
they just did it yesterday, yeah.
Okay. So now we are third worldwide and first in Asia Pacific for the last 22 years.
Oh,
So actually business is already back pre-COVID level.
And connectivity-wise, airlines, obviously you're seeing an increase in sort of more planes coming in. I know there's also a lot of work being done on the airport too, isn't it? There's new terminal, is there? Or?
So Singapore Airlines was with us.
Yep.
They are obviously in a good place and happy. In the media, it was reported record revenue, and employees are generally happy. And so we are obviously, together planning more routes if possible, connecting to new markets where possible. We see ourselves as a hub for Asia Pacific, and that continues to be the case. For the airport, we are also, I think Changi Airport has the ambition to be a carbon neutral airport going forwards. In fact, if you visit Singapore, if you have visited Singapore of late, you'll realize that there's almost no queue at the check-in counters. Because, for example, if I hold on to a Singapore passport, I do not even need to scan my passport. It's biometrics. I will go to the gate, they look at I put my eyes to wherever it should be, and in a matter of 5 seconds, I'm off. So there's no queue in the Singapore airport at all. So these are things we do. We want to save time and ensure that the time saved is put to good use by all our delegates. And I think time is really the one thing that we can help. More time for yourself, for your business, or for leisurely activities instead of meaningless waiting.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That sounds ideal. And what would you think are the sort of biggest opportunities or challenges that Singapore are facing over the next 5 years in business events? Is that is anything are you anything you need to sort of prepare to address for?
Opportunities, I think there are a lot of opportunities. Meetings continue to increase. It's just the format continues to change. We see more of an opportunity than a threat. A meeting today is very different from that pre-COVID, for example. A lot of QR codes are being used, as simple as that. Very little printed materials these days. Agenda on the phones. We attend an event, you can speak a foreign language, like a wordly or whatever simultaneous translation that's available on my app. Post-event, we can have, for example, Snapsite to come out with post-event reports right after the event. No writing, just betting. Yeah, so these are things that are ensuring that our meetings progress more efficiently, more effectively. All very good developments. I really can't tell what is the next wave of evolution. I think the tech people might be able to envision that better. But I do see a future that is a lot better to sci-fi.
And just touching a little bit on the side, looking at best cities, Singapore being one of the members. You just finished your 10 years as chairman yesterday, as you were saying. What does that role, what does that being a part of best cities bring to Singapore, and obviously your position as being former chairman? How does that highlight or put Singapore on the map?
It brings a lot of good practices because we do a lot of sharing. To put Singapore on the map is obviously one thing we would like to do, because amongst like-minded cities, we have shared values and shared standards of service delivery. So that's a guarantee to associations, to corporates, to clients. So that's one thing, and Singapore being part of it is always useful. But the other thing is also we share our best practices. As simple as ensuring that sustainability certification is easy, using both the stick and the carrot approach, and we share that across. And we also learn from other destinations. For example, Madrid has their 100 ideas of how to conduct a sustainable event. I thought, well, immediately you have 100. Yeah. If I have another 20, other cities have 10 each. We have a huge library of resources that we can share. Not just amongst us, we're happy to share with other partners.
Yeah, but it's good to have just 13 members, so you're keeping it fairly unique or niche, so which is a good thing. But brilliant. Well, congratulations on a successful tenure. But thank you for taking the time to give us a quick update on what's going on in Singapore, and I hope the rest of the show goes well.
Right. Thanks.
Good stuff. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again. Thank you. Great.
Wonderful.
Super. Thanks, Vanessa.
Yeah.